This is a story about a new teacher who unknowingly taught in a classroom that shouldn't exist, a class that was never registered, an attendance book that was never filled, and students who vanished 10 years ago. In this school, lessons never truly end, not even for those who died long ago. And on that night, he became part of a history that should have stayed buried forever. The teacher stood frozen in the silent hallway, his breath trembling as the principal's words echoed in his mind. The idea that the classroom he had just taught in had been unused for years didn't make sense. He knew what he saw. He knew what he heard. There were students, living, breathing students, staring back at him. Without waiting for a reaction, the principal reached for an old ring of keys on his belt. "Let's go check," he said, though a faint tremor hid beneath his voice. Dust sprinkled from the keyhole as he slid the key inside. The old metal door groaned open slowly, sounding almost like something in pain. A blast of icy air seeped out, colder than any room in the school. It brushed against his teacher's skin, like a warning. Inside, the room was dark-pitched except for a thin beam of light piercing through a cracked window. Cobwebs draped across every corner, and rusted shelves leaned like tired skeletons, as if the room had been asleep for years. "This place hasn't been used since the accident," the principal muttered, stepping inside cautiously. His voice echoed strangely, delayed, like the room caught every sound before letting it go. The teacher didn't move. The word accident hit him like a weight. "What accident?" he asked, finally, his throat tightening. The principal stopped walking. His shoulders rose and fell in a heavy sigh before he turned, his face pale like a sheet of old paper. 10 years ago, the principal began. An entire class disappeared during their last lesson. The teacher, the students, everyone. Gone. No screams, no signs of a struggle, no damage, just an empty room. Fear flickered in his eyes, the kind carried for far too long. Some say their final moments never left this place. Sweat formed at the teacher's temples. His mind replayed what he had seen earlier, the girl who extended a disgustingly long tongue, the students floating closer and closer, and the whispers that crawled behind his ear. He wanted to believe it was stress, exhaustion, anything logical, but now logic didn't fit anymore. A sudden clang shattered the silence. The teacher flinched, the principal stumbled back, their eyes shot toward the darkest corner of the room, where the shadows were thickest as if refusing to let the light in. The shadows began to move. No, not just move, they gathered, thickened, took form, silhouettes rose like smoke shaping into bodies. Slowly, they became clearer, sharper, horrifyingly familiar. The teacher's heart dropped. They were the same students he'd seen earlier, the same uniforms, the same faces. But their skin was chalk white, and their eyes were hollow spheres filled with endless darkness. At the front stood the girl with the long tongue, her head tilted unnaturally, almost broken, her smile stretched far too wide, like it wanted to tear her cheeks. She slowly opened her mouth, and that same wet, slithering tongue unfurled again. "Class isn't over, sir," she whispered, but it wasn't a single voice. It was dozens layered together, children, adults, crying, laughing, melding into one spine-chilling line that drilled into his bones. The teacher stumbled backwards toward the door, just as it slammed shut with tremendous force. The principal grabbed the handle, twisting and pulling desperately. It didn't budge. Something invisible was holding it from the inside. The ghostly students drifted forward, inch by inch, their movements jerky and unnatural, as if time itself broke around them. The teacher pressed against the frigid wall, his entire body shaking. The lights flickered once, twice, then went out completely. Darkness swallowed everything. In that suffocating blackness, the teacher heard the girl whisper right beside his ear, "We've been waiting for a new teacher." Outside, the school remained eerily silent, as if the building had calmly accepted another lost soul into its forgotten room.